Good morning. How are you this morning? It is Monday. We actually have sunshine here. I'm going to say it's a great day because we actually have sunshine that has not been appearing very much the last few days. So anyway, I'm going to get right into my video this morning on my topic, how the old you can fit into the new chapter in your life. So I've been talking, if you've watched my videos, if this is the first time you've seen me, hi, I'm Rhonda Niehaus, also known as the Frugal Rodeo Mom, if you watch any of my reels or my TikToks or anything like that. But I've been talking the last few days about losing yourself and how to figure out who you are. And if you haven't been able to catch those videos, like if this is your first one and you're like, ooh, I need to know more, get on over to my YouTube channel. It's all in the description of the videos that you're watching. So grab my YouTube channel, grab all of that, get over there and get those checked out. Or you can find them on Facebook as well, if that's where you're at. But today I'm going to talk about how the old you can fit. So how do you start this process? Well, who were you in the past? I mean, that's the big elephant in the room, is who were you in the past and what did you like about her? What did you like about her that made you feel confident and go out and just felt like you could conquer the world? What didn't you like about her? You know, and how does that look towards this? So, and you can carry bits and pieces. So we always change. Change is always inevitable, right? We're always on a moving course. We're always changing. So you can bring parts of you and you can bring big parts of you over through that change. One of the parts that have held true with me is my love for horses. Like, just because I had kids and all of that, I love horses and I love having them, and they are important to me. They were important for my boys, for me to teach my boys. It was on their decision to do it, but I loved that they were big into the horses as well, even though their horse adventure looks a little different than my horse adventure had, because I did more pleasure horses. They're doing roping and that kind of stuff. And now I'm doing roping. So, but, and that's a piece of me that got brought into all of this. Okay. That's a big piece of me. And that's probably at the core of who I really am, is this horse person. And I've just brought it over into all of my life, right? The other thing we need to look at, is there any room for that person or for those parts of that person that you want to keep? There are always parts of people, of ourselves, that we don't want to bring forward. Maybe it's a lack of maturity. Maybe it's a lack of common sense. Maybe it's the risk taker in you. Maybe you were just like throwing it all the wind and you were a huge risk taker, right? Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what you're bringing. That's what you're leaving behind. Maybe you're just a little more cautious, a little more, you think things through before you move forward with that. But what kind of room is there for that person? There is still plenty of room in my life for this horse person in me. There is. I just have to make the time, and it goes back to my self-care. I can't put everybody's needs first and not think of my own. So this is where I have to think of my own, and me having time with my girlfriends, with my horses, is a big part of the me time. Okay. So that is a big part. I'm just kind of giving you examples on how pieces of us fit. Now, what else fits is the common logical sense and the people reading. When you've trained horses, you've learned how to read signs. People can sit here and tell me that it's not, how do I say, you're reading into things if you're reading people's body language. And I call that false, and that's a video for another day. But body language tells you a lot. And if you're not reading body language, that is something that I bring forth. I don't care if it's with your kid. I don't care if it's with anything or whoever. If you're not reading the body language, you're not getting it. And that's what you do with a horse as well. And, maybe you need to write down what the thing is that you can bring over. What is that thing that you can bring over? Maybe you need to take a notebook, like this, and write down pros and cons. Draw a slash between the page and say the pros and cons of who I was, who I was and who I liked and who I didn't. So anyway, that is what I wanted to bring to you today, was that you can bring over that person. You just have to figure out what parts of that person that you want to bring over. You don't have to leave the whole scrap behind. Unless you were way off course and your life is taking a drastic course, then maybe you need to leave a big portion of that person behind. But guys, think about that. Sit down and write who you liked as who you were as the old person. All right. Put down the cons of you as the old person and go from there. All right, guys. I will see you guys all tomorrow about the same time. I hope you have an amazing day. Guys, get on over to my VIP Facebook group. I talk about this kind of stuff. I had a good video over there this morning, pretty much about the same thing, but I went into a little more detail because it was a little longer. So get on over there. The link is in the description of whatever video that you're watching. And